Hello, my fellow gamers. This here's DZ Devil Gamer Plays. And in today's episode, we're going to be going ahead and we are showing off what I'm going to say is the best base locations. So starting with the town of Echo Creek area. Then we will go to Ekron, and then last but not least, we will do Muldraugh. So for this particular one, this is where I'm currently located. This is the Guns Unlimited store. It is a huge location. It will have a lot of zombies when you come here. However, there's plenty of buildings. There's machine shops out here. There's guns inside. There's storage. There's a rifle range out back full of obstacles. There's also an actual obstacle course over on this side of the building. It will also be full of zombies when you come here. The good thing is it is fenced in mostly all the way around, so once you clear out the zombies, it should be fairly easy to keep them out. Plenty of mannequins and dummies, and there's an indoor firing range. On this side, there's actually an outbuilding over here that you could also base up inside. There's an outbuilding over here that has plenty of storage. We'll have plenty of weapons and things inside here as well. Plenty of room for parking. Go up and we'll show off this building inside. Oh, I don't think I ever opened it. Anyway, but that's what it looks like inside. It's just an office. Nothing fantastic there, but let's go inside the main building. So we'll show off the main building real quick. But I do like this as a location for a base. Simply because the sheer size, but all of this is all equipment that you will get and use, can find inside. There's an entire district inside here that is nothing but shopping for guns and ammo and equipment and gear. So it is a fantastic place if you can get in here and base up at it. You will have all the materials and things that you need. This whole left side over here, though, there's not much in here except it's all a, it's like a big giant range inside here. And when I was over here, I didn't find anything really useful. Like I said, it's mostly just an indoor range. That's it. It's just a range where you can go inside and do things. You'll see the buildings. They look like this. They have dummies all set up inside for you to shoot at. So, like I said, this is where I would concentrate my generators on. Maybe put them on the roof on this side, so it'll do this side of the building. This is where you're gonna want probably your electricity at, so you can see what you're doing. Like I said, there is an entire garage here where you can pull your vehicles in. So definitely a great location. So that would be my location number 1. We will now travel off to our second location, which is just down the road here. In Echo Creek itself. So this is just north of Echo Creek, down the main road that you take to get there. So if you spawn inside Echo Creek, there's not a whole lot here, but there is one location directly inside the city that I think is probably the best place to base up, and of course, here it is. It is the gas station. Now, why I would base up here is one, for 2 reasons. You have a generator, you can hook it up, you get infinite gas here. Well, not infinite gas if you don't have it set on that. You have a 2-car garage where you can park your vehicles and work on them. There's bathrooms inside. It's connected directly to the convenience store right next door. So you can go inside there. If you go out the back exit, there is a basement right here that you can go down. And it's a pretty good sized basement. For what's in here, I would say it's not bad. So that's one reason why I think this is a good location, is the basement as well. And then if you come outside and you go upstairs here, you have an actual apartment that you can actually live in right here. It's got several bedrooms, kitchen, It has a total of 3 bedrooms. Yeah, 3 bedrooms. And it's a pretty good sized apartment for your use of if this is where you decide to base up. So you didn't have to actually stay downstairs. You could actually build up and just stay up in here, and you can have your water, your electric, your free range. You really don't have to go out and get anything. You can pretty much just base here and then just go out from here. So again, that is location number 2. It is right inside the entrance going into Echo Creek. And the last location is more of a personal choice of mine. I like it for simply what's in it, and the reason I chose it as my second. This will be the final location that I choose inside Echo Creek. There's not much else in the area. So also, if you did locate up there at the gas station, the river's right here next to it, so you could use that for any of your fishing needs, or you would choose. The other location would be this here. You have the Speedy Go. You could choose that instead of the gas station if you wanted to. There's some McCoy logging crates outside. But as far as base location, it's only got a defense, only goes partially around. There's not really any building inside where you can set up beds and stuff. There's not a lot of office space in there. So I wouldn't expect anyone to pick that one for a base. But this one down the road here would be my third choice for a location. Ovo Farms. The reason I would choose this is for one reason only. It's just got a whole ton of chickens, which means basically you have all the meat birds and eggs you could probably ever want in a game. If you came here and set up, there's several great things here. So first, you have a huge big barn here, and all these crates inside here, everything is nothing but eggs inside of it. It's just lots and lots of eggs. So if you get here early enough, you would have eggs for days. Right now mine are all rotten because I've been in game for over a year. But if you look around, this is just farm after chicken farm. So, like I said, you'd have more eggs and chickens than you could ever run out of. There's also another side building here. This side building here is also full of shelving and stocking. It has some refrigerators at the end. All this is also probably all going to be eggs if you come here. The other building is a barn. They have an actual barn here. It's all set up. I like this barn because it's all the way enclosed. There's a fence that goes all the way around that side of it, closing it in. And there's no windows in here, so you don't have to worry about zombies coming in from the backside. It would just be this one window here, and then you'd be able to put an animal in there if you needed to. Comes with a single garage. And then you have the house itself. The house itself comes with a huge stack of lumber on the outside, plus more chicken farms. It's partially fenced in the back. It's loaded with trees all around it, so you'll have plenty of trees for any extra building you decide to do. You have a fireplace, which is great for the wintertime to help keep the building warm. I believe this thing has 2 bedrooms upstairs. It's got one here, and the other one is over here on this side. So not as many bedrooms as the gas station, but this thing does have something the gas station had also. I believe it does have a outdoor cellar as well, but it's outdoors to get to it, so it's a little interesting. So you got to come out and then go down. So this is the basement over here. It's a pretty good sized basement. So I would again take this as a very good location to start out. The only thing lacking here is water. There's no ponds nearby, but again, the river is just up the road. So if you really wanted to go fishing, you could do that. Otherwise here, you would probably just build yourself some water catchment early on, so that you'd have enough water to feed all the animals and for all of your own water needs when the water runs out. But that would be my choice. So that takes care of all of Echo Creek. The next location we're going to go to is Ekron. Okay, here we are. This is our first location here in Ekron, which is the fire department. Fire department seems like a good base location in pretty much any city where you're at. This one in particular is fairly good for the amount of space that it has. It does have a lot of storage. It has a lot of fire axes that I've noticed in my RNG here. I found more than a few. I think I've seen like six in total here, just in this warehouse area. So pretty good location to start. Again, it doesn't have any of any nearby water. There are several lakes around. I would choose this location for one reason, is just the security of being the firehouse. You have two big, huge garage bay doors for your cars. A large lot here that's fully fenced in all the way around. On that left side, you have a large parking lot out front. The left side has like an obstacle course in it, but you could do all your gardening out there. The other great reason to choose this location would be it's directly located with the community center is directly behind it. So that makes for a good location because the community center being directly behind it. Got zombies wandering. So the community center would be this great big purple building behind this fence here. And the reason I'm saying it makes for a good location is you find a whole bunch of books in there, as well as other materials. There would be a lot of zombies in there, so I wouldn't attempt going there until you're fully ready. But still, this is a great base location for single player or multiplayer here in the town of Ekron. I do choose this base several times in my playthroughs since it's been added. So that would be a location that I would personally choose. Upstairs, it does have a small area where you can sleep. There's bunk beds. There's also a small kitchen. So again, a great location. My next location is kind of unorthodox that I discovered when I was playing through, and I noticed the location, and I thought it was kind of cool, just because of what it had. So I'm gonna go through and I'm gonna bring you up to that location here now. It's just gonna take 1 minute of some finagling here along the road. Ah, nope. Forgot, I gotta go the other way. So this way is blocked by that train, the burned out train. You actually have to get there by going left here. Going over to the next train location. I should have just stayed on the road that I was on. I'm pretty sure that road, if I would have went straight, would have brought me right to it. Yep, here it is. Okay. So this is the actual train crossing right here. It'll bring you into the next area. And the area that I'm going to show you over here, it will have a lot of zombies, but its location to the resources is why I would choose it. You're going to be looking for a lot of materials and things when you're up in this area. And one of the things that I've noticed is you'll have a big parking lot here. There is, on the corner here, there's the barrel of guns. So you'll have access to all your weaponry. There's a pharmacy right next to that. Just go over there. There's also a greens. There's a bank. There's the pharmacy on the end. But this is the location that I would choose for a base right here. This church. So I went inside this church here just because I was scoping it out. And this location is actually huge. So it has this rather large parking lot that goes all the way around it with the graves. And the reason I thought that this would be a good location was this right here. Let me get out. So you have the church itself, and then right behind the church is a house And in that house, actually, you can scroll over. I'm pretty sure that I thought I saw a well over here too, but I'd have to probably hop the fence to go look again. But anyway, there's a big barn, a big field house directly behind this. You have the church itself with several buildings. The church itself does have like a mausoleum for a basement. So again, great location for that. It does have a 2 stories. You have balconies. So again, as far as just overall space, I would say the church is a good location. You're gonna find several cars in the parking lot. There's an upstairs place to sleep upstairs as well. There's water things, and the cool thing is it's kind of fenced almost all the way around except for the front. So this front is the only entrance that's open. I mean, it's a big opening across the front here. But if you wanted to, it wouldn't take long for you to kind of build a wall across that and have it walled off. Now, these are the regular chain link fences, so if a horde presses up against them, yeah, they could break them down. But because of its location, once you kill the zombies in the area, again, fairly good. And the fact that you have a gun store directly across from you is a great no-brainer. I mean, who doesn't want to have a gun store directly across from their base? And if you do decide to do that, above the gun store itself, there's actually 2 apartments up there where you could base up. Up inside above the gun store also, if you decided not to do the church. But I think the church makes for a pretty cool location just because of the way it's set up inside. So that would be a good location should you choose to pursue that. Just because of the sheer access of all the other materials and things around you. There's also a hardware store down the road, so you'd also have access to a hardware store. Not to mention the houses. Back to my vehicle here. And then I'm going to go show you the last one. The last one, I think, is I'm going to call it the best location in the town here for several reasons. It's a large farmhouse that's at the end of this road that I discovered when I was just messing around here. And I was checking the wiki map, and it appears that in the wiki map that it's showing that this place has a large basement in it. And the basement looks like it has a forge already built. So if you're looking for a location that you could start out at here in this town and be able to start out fairly good starting off and have a lot to offer, I would say this here would be a good location. Let's see if I can get across here and not get killed. So I have not been inside this house yet. There were a lot of zombies here before that I killed outside. There's a chicken coop. There's a couple chicken coops. There's a large field out back. There's a barn out back as well. The house itself, like I said, it does have a basement. This one looks like it's trashed. I believe there was a lot of zombies inside. So it's got a kitchen. I can't remember how you get to the basement on this one. Oh, yeah, it's right here. Well, we'll go out this way first. So it has a loom here in the front. It's got an upstairs. I think the upstairs has 2 or 3 bedrooms. I think it's 2. It has a bedroom there. It has a bathroom here, and then it has kind of like a study / bedroom here on this side. So again, not a lot of space as far as inside the house. But I think the reason I would choose it would be the fact that you have the farming. It's kind of all built in one. And I can walk down the stairs. And hopefully there's not a swarm of zombies down here, because I have not been down in this basement yet. So wish me luck. All right. Not seeing anything. All right. So again, a lot of space. It has several crafting stations that I noticed. Yeah. Yeah, the hand press. I think there's also... I don't know. I think it's just a fire. But I believe this could be a forge. I could be wrong, though. Tell me it's too dark. But I think if you put some lighting in here, I think it would trigger that as the forge. I mean, it looks like the forge from what I've built before. And it looks just like the same forge that they have at the McCoy Lodge and Estates. I'm going to assume that's an operational forge. But that's why I would choose it as a good location. I can't see why you wouldn't. So again, if it wasn't trashed, it would be a good location to base up. If you get started out here earlier and you spawned and came up this way, Ekron, I would say it's a good location. It's kind of at the exit outside part of town. So other than whatever initial zombies you would have to kill, you should be fine. Alright, so here we are in the good old city of Muldraugh, and of course this is our first location. It is the police station. The reason I've chosen this is it has the indestructible fences almost 3/4 of the way all the way around it, with a small gap in the front, which is the only location here that is missing the ability to block off. You have 2 garages for cars, plenty of parking. If you wanted to, you could also maybe spawn inside this house here, and then come here, or you can spawn in the location I believe is the restaurant, just slightly across the street, down the road here. So you could also spawn there as well. I think this is the video store right there. But this is the one of the better locations. So it's got an upstairs, a downstairs, and a basement. It also has jail cells. There's not really much in the way of land. I mean, you could just put something up on the roof if you wanted to, as far as growing things. That would be a good idea. It does have a TV. It has several of the water coolers inside. So you won't need water initially right away. But eventually you will have to put some water retainers on the roof so that you can have water in the long term. But otherwise, initially, you do have, like I said, you have plenty of these little water coolers inside the base to supplement when the water goes out. But you could put a farm plot up there on top of the roof right there. You do have to make sure you find keys to this place, or you're going to have to demo the doors. So if you can, try and find the keys on a zombie, either inside or maybe lure a zombie inside, and maybe if you get lucky, they'll drop the key. But it's better if you have the keys to the building so that you don't have to demo all the doors coming in and out. Would be the better idea. So this is the top floor. There's several offices up there. This is the basement. The basement has a huge morgue area there in the center. In the back here is a huge storage warehouse where they have guns and some schematics. This room here, I believe it's all mostly just schematics and paper. I didn't really find anything inside any of these. It's all like paperwork, film. I think it's like evidence room. I think this is a boiler room here. Again, nothing in here useful. But this is where the morgue offices are. Again, another water cooler. There's an office here with more medical supplies you can grab. And this place out here is just chock full of medical supplies. So you'll find plenty of that out here for your needs, depending on your loot supply settings. There's also several coolers in here for you to help keep food cold. Should you decide to use that as your downstairs refrigerator area. That's pretty much, I would say that as far as locations go, it's one of the better ones. There's also an armory here off the side. Again, another cooler, another locked door, several blue lockers here, and several green lockers here with some guns in them and ammo. There's also a set of blue lockers here going into the locker room here, which I found several things in here as well. I did find a zombie inside the bathroom here when I spawned, so just be careful. It did almost get me, so that might be something you want to look out for if you do decide to spawn here. But like I said, this is a relatively good location. So if you are looking for something to spawn into, so you could spawn in around the area of Muldraugh and head to the police station. If you have a couple friends with you, it'll be easier. If you're a single player, you might want to wait till you're built up a little bit more, or make sure you at least have some good weapons, because there will be a lot of zombies here. You can always use the car trick and run them over with cars if you want to do that. It's up to you how you want to handle that. But again, you know, this is it. I mean, literally this here right here is the only gap in the perimeter coming in. So you really only have to worry about this one section of zombies. You could wall this off, put a gate in, and you'd be able to come in and out without zombies coming to get you. So that's the Muldraugh police station. The next location we're going to go to is kind of an oldie but goodie. A lot of people know about it. A lot of people probably base up there. And that's the Smoky Bones, which is next to the warehouse here along the main highway. I choose that over the warehouse only because it has an apartment upstairs. If you choose to do the warehouse, you'll have to bring a bed or a couch or something in there for you to sleep on. But I personally think that the Smoky Bones provides a better location. You know, you're still close enough to the warehouse where you can go over there for supplies. In fact, if you wanted to, you could kind of like dual set it up so that the warehouse is where you keep all your supplies and building supplies and materials, and just have the house be where you you know, you bed up and cook food and sleep and whatnot. So that would be what my choice would be. All right, so this is the Smoky Bones restaurant. The restaurant itself has this main door with some windows in the front, so it would require a good bit of barricading there. In the back, there's windows along the front main road that you would have to barricade up, as well as a main back door. But there's also a full kitchen here, a bar with a lot of liquor, there's a bathroom, and of course, all this space here can be cleared out. You don't need all this seating. But again, and then there's also an upstairs to it with a dining area where you could sit and eat as well. You could set this up as a storage, or if you wanted to put your books or something up there as part of your base. But the main thing I choose this for is this location right here, is because it has this outdoor entranceway that leads up to another set of doors that you can barricade and block off. And then you can have this as be your house where you spawn in and out of. And there's a bedroom here. There's a small kitchen here. There's a bathroom there. So it's not a huge location, but again, for the amenities that it has, it's pretty good. Again, it does not have water here at the location, so you would have to do your due diligence getting water. However, there is a small lake nearby. You can see it directly through the woods here. Let's go down this little pathway this direction. You should be able to see the lake. I think it's more that direction. You should be able to see it on my map, though. I'm not going to go run in the woods to go show you water. But essentially, you could go that way to go do your fishing or whatnot. I haven't seen a lot of ripples in the water there, so I don't know if it does or does not house fish. But I would assume it would. But again, otherwise your other location would be if you wanted to do the warehouse over here. You could do that, and then you could always do like the greenhouse thing up on the second floor if you wanted to do that for your gardening. Again, there's no fence or anything around either of these, so you would have to wall that off. But again, there's plenty of woods both to the north and south of this location, so it would make it easy to wall off should you choose this as your location. And again, this is the Smoky Bones is my choice. Or not Smoky Bones, it's Smokies Saloon and Restaurant. I don't know why I keep calling it Smoky Bones. Anyway, so that would be my second choice as far as bases here in Muldraugh. Now, the next base, it's going to be kind of hard to show off because in my RNG, it got burned down. But if you're lucky enough, the last one is the Rusty Rifle. The reason I would choose it is because it also is fenced off all the way around except for the front entrance. It does have a benefit of being directly across from other houses and a farm, and that is the reason I would choose it would be because of the farm. Okay, gamers, so this is the final location. This is the Rusty Rifle. Unfortunately, in my version here, it caught fire, so it's kind of hard to show it off. Hopefully in your version it didn't catch on fire and burn down. But what it does have, well, normally would be a large garage. It has a room upstairs. It has the full bar downstairs. It has a room over here that has like a whole bunch of beer and liquor in it. You have the hotel itself with several bedrooms that you could base up in if you're playing with a group or if you just want it for yourself. It has its own movie theater. It also has a grill, another outdoor building. It's a convenient location, and why I think this is the best base in Muldraugh is it's directly next to the scrapyard for all your scrapping and metalworking needs, because you will need that if you plan on doing any kind of blacksmithing or metalworking. And then as far as water goes, it is conveniently located directly across from this house here, which actually has a well in its front yard. And it also has a garden and some chicken coops. So if you wanted to, you could have your own farmland essentially right here within the city limits on the outskirts of Muldraugh, which is why I think this is the best location for a base in game currently in Muldraugh, due to the fact that you have the well, you have the chicken farm, you have the regular farms, you have a spawn location. You're at the Rusty Rifle. It has plenty of space. I wish I could show off the actual normal building to you, but unfortunately mine's burned to the ground. The rooms, of course, have several rooms, upstairs and downstairs full of beds. So again, a great location, worth basing up at, should you choose to. And as far as I'm concerned, I feel like it's one of the best locations in Muldraugh to base up at, more so than the police station, because again, it is fenced in all the way around, except for the gate. There's a gate area here, and then there's a gate on the side, but otherwise the base itself is pretty much covered, so you really only have to do a small maybe barricade up this front door here of the Rusty Rifle itself, and this back window here on this barn building. You could maybe board that up. But I think as far as things go, that would be your only things that you would definitely have to accomplish and do in order to make it safe for yourself to be able to base up here. It's also located directly down the road from the gas station for your gasoline needs. So again, that would help as well. So again, I'm feeling like this is the best location to base up in Muldraugh. So those are my 3 locations. I hope you guys will enjoy the video. If you do, don't forget the like and subscribe button. And as I always say, play as if you're going to live forever. Later, y'all. Bye.